Welcome to another episode of Xahlee Talk Show. We are going to demonstrate and show you Emacs Lisp code, doing formatting code. So this is for you programmers and Emacs coders. Fantastic Emacs. Okay, that's so if you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed or faster. If you are here, say hi. Love to see your comments. Let's see. So hello, Palash. So we're gonna do. So I just updated this code. Format source code. So for example, let's go. Let me demo first. Okay. So Emacs. So the pink window shows all my command calls and keystrokes. For example, you can see my command call, whatever I do in Emacs, whatever command I call. For example, delete that. It shows up here and the keystroke on the left. I'm using a Wolfram keyboard layout and I'm using xahlee keys. Okay, xahlee keys, you can get it for free. It's the most efficient key binding system in Emacs. Search for it, you'll find it, xahlee keys. Okay, more efficient than Vim. You can watch a video. Okay, so let me demonstrate what we're gonna do. So here is my CSS code. So showing browser, this is my website. Close that. Showing browser, this is today's talk show. And go up here, there's a CSS. So this is my CSS file, cascading style sheet. Close it. So it's got about 1,000 lines of code. So let's do something. You see, I got CSS variables, very fancy. So first of all, make a backup. Let's join them into one line, and this body join them into one line. Okay, now press one key, tab F. Fantastic, they become formatted, beautiful. You see, undo, redo. You see the difference? Undo, you see, with this one single huge line. Actually, I like that. That's a fantastic style, formatting style. One single line, because then you can compact your code. But anyway, that's another story. So for example, compact this code. So this is cascading style sheet. Now if you are a newbie, you don't know what is cascading style sheet, you can check out xahlee.info visual CSS tutorial for beginners and as well for those of you who have some experience. So CSS is a fundamental technology for the web. You need to as well, actually today, for desktop, for everything. When you need to write an application, you need CSS. Okay, so that's digression. But anyway, so here's a CSS code for my website. So you can like you can make the whole thing one line. Let's see, make it one line. And does it still work? Yes, of course. Refresh. You see, selector tutorial, an HTML tutorial, JavaScript in-depth tutorial, quote string. It still work. But if you delete them, let's say, for example, delete this, back to browser. Now, if I refresh, I'm going to lose, gonna lose the font family area. For example, delete that, back to browser. Now refresh, watch it carefully. Can you see it? Yes, refresh, you see? That's CSS. Undo. So, okay, now back to browser, refresh. Now back to my original. Now, but you see, what I want to demo is this formatting CSS code. So in Emacs, I just press a key, press it. Fantastic. The entire file is reformatted in a beautiful way. Okay, that is, so save it. Now let's do VS Code, detect if there's any changes. No. Okay, anyway, so that is the that is CSS format. So where is the command? So describe key, press tab F. This is xahlee Emacs system. Every major mod keys begin with tab. Okay, so it's very consistent. So you can see, go to xahlee CSS mod, my own mod. So here is all my mod. Now delete the backup. Now show them big. Delete the backup. Yes. Okay. So xahlee CSS mod there, and here is the command CSS format buffer. Go to the bottom. There's 1000 lines of code. Now back to here. So format CSS buffer. And if you want the code, it's free. Go to this URL, open it. So you just search for Emacs format CSS code on xahlee.info. So you can grab the code, free and open source, okay? Thanks to me. So if you like, if it's beneficial to you, donate, don't forget. Let me mention this. So this is the donation time. Go to the top xahlee.info and then you go to the bottom, lots of tutorials, Patreon me, Amazon gift card me, PayPal me. If you work as a professional, pay me $100. Okay, so let's go back. That's your sponsor. Okay, that's sponsorship. Now, so you can grab the code, format CSS code. Okay, so now let's go back here. We demonstrated formatting CSS, cascading style sheet. Okay, close. Let's start CSS mod. You can get it. If you can pay me and get it, search for Emacs CSS mod or search for packages Emacs. You'll find it. Okay, so close that. So that's demonstration of formatting CSS. Just press a key or work. Okay, now back to here. Now Python. What about Python, the most popular language? Well, we can do that too. So here's a code. So let's demo Python. Okay, so for Python, we got JavaScript, not JavaScript in depth, Python. We got so many. So here's a script that find replace multi-pairs of regular expressions in a directory. Okay, the code is here. You can grab it too. So this is like Unix script, but written in Python. So we can we run this? Yes, of course. Yeah, so copy that. Okay, now open that, show in browser. That's this page. Now search for pre. So this is where this code begin. Now, okay, now go back here, pop it out. So here's a Python code. Now, first of all, let's demo the formatting. Okay, so this script will change. It does find replace for all files in a directory. Okay, and you can also specify a list of files. So it will just find replace on this list of files. And you can specify do backup, true or false, and then you can also specify, actually I need to add a feature so that allows you to say, write to file or not. So, and here is the pair, a list of pairs of regular expression. So regular expression is a find pattern, find text pattern. Then you got a replacement pattern, whatever you want to replace. So right now this code does not have a option to say, just run it as a test, like write to file, true or false. But I think my local version does. Anyway, so here's the code. So let's say I want to, so for Python code, Python code is like hard-coded. So how do you demonstrate a formatting? So we can, let's try something simple, okay? And let's not do that. Let's try something simpler. So, okay, let's just write a Python code on the fly. Okay, actually we got several other things to demo, so we need to go faster. Okay, so let's just quickly write some Python code. Python. Okay, now print for. Okay, now press a key. You see, now it's nicely formatted. Now let's say variable x equals to something. Okay, now print xx. Okay, now this suppose like that. Okay, now press a key. Nice formatting, nice. Let's say for example, now let's make it, something like that, something plus plus 1 2 3. Okay, run the code, syntax error. Okay, so this cannot be in 2 lines. Okay, so now run it. Result is that fantastic, correct, but I want to format the code, so press a key. Fantastic and beautiful. What if I have extra lines there? Press a key. Fantastic and beautiful. Press a key, so by default it leaves 2 empty lines. So that's demonstration of the formatting Python. Now where's the code? Okay, describe key, tab F, so you can see the code is there, and here is the code, Python format buffer, and you can open this file, showing browser, there's a code. Okay, fantastic. That's automatically formatting Python code. By the way, in order to for this to work, you require the Python black. There's a program called just black. So that's the program that does the formatting. So the Emacs command is just a wrapper. It calls that command. Similarly for CSS, for formatting CSS to work, you need. So now close that. Now put it back. Syntax correct, showing browser. For CSS code, you need to install Deno. Okay, so it's all specified in the. You see, this command requires external command Deno. Okay, now let's demonstrate. Now, what about JavaScript? Same thing. Okay, JavaScript. Okay, let's go to JavaScript. For JavaScript, let's go to JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript DOM. Let's go to DOM. Let's go to this page where you can see fancy graphics. There's quite a few choices we can pick. So web scripting example, image rollover. Okay, that's kind of boring and small code. So so there's digital clock, stopwatch, fader element, tooltips. There it is. This page shows you how to do that. And the snowing effect, so let's use this one. So because this one you got more code to format. Okay, so zoom. Okay, so copy the file path. Okay, showing browser, close. Now let's paste that, showing browser, today's talk show. There it is, falling snow effect. Okay, now so open that, falling snow effect, raining hearts. Okay, now search for .js. So you can see the code is right there. So open it. So this is the file. This is actually TypeScript. So you can see this is TypeScript. It compiles to JavaScript. So if I open the JavaScript and delete it, you see it's gone. Now go back here, refresh, it stops working because you just deleted the file. So now open the TypeScript. Now press Tab C, watch the pink window, Tab C. Shell command succeeded. So we just called JavaScript TypeScript compile file. Now drop into directory. So refresh, so you can see the JavaScript file spring back to life. But now let's open the TypeScript. Now you see this is this is the code. So let's make it one line. Let's like do some fuck up and let's make it one line. And this function random int, let's make it one line. Okay, now press the key. Oh, fantastic and beautiful. You see it formats the entire code. So as opposed to the normal C diddler and C++ and Python diddlers, what they do is they read style guide, Perl style guide, C code guide, the C++ style guide. You for past 20 years they do that. Then for each line, you got a tab indent. My preferred style is three space. Another guy, my preferred style is one tab. So you can see, so each one is different, and for each line, I prefer to have a space here. These idiots from Unix and C coders for the past 30 years. What changed all that is Golang in 2008, Go language by Rob Pike and other. So they created auto-formatting concept, which is in Wolfram language since 1996, automatic formatting on the fly. Anyway, so what you do not want is this manual line by line, this indentation or whatever, okay? So anyway, so we made some changes. Press a key, you see, it automatically format the whole file in one single consistent style. Now turn off the spaces, okay? Again, you can see all my command codes there in the pink window. So this file is actually 1,000 lines, okay? So for example, let's see, so this entire block of text, make it one line, okay? Now tab C to compile it. So now drop to JavaScript file, open it, go to the bottom. When you compile it, actually format, okay? But anyway, so we were formatting TypeScript, but you can also format JavaScript. So right now here is JavaScript. So let's go to, for example, here, make it one line, okay? Now go back to browser. Okay, now the file is saved, JavaScript file. Now go to the browser, refresh. You see it works, beautiful. Now go back here, JavaScript file, press a key, format beautifully. Okay, so now go back to browser, refresh. It works, of course. Now back to Emacs JavaScript file, delete the thing. Go to the TypeScript, open, format it, compile it, back to browser, refresh. Everything still works. Beautiful. So that's demonstration of the automatic feature. Okay, close that. So where is that code? So okay, so where is that code? So open it. So describe key, tab F. So here is the code, XAH JavaScript mod, and XAH JavaScript format buffer, and the URL is here. Open it, show in browser, so you can grab the code. Okay. So that is what we are doing. That's what I'm demonstrating. Close, raining hearts, close, okay? So what about HTML? So right now we are in a HTML file. So this is XAH Talk Show today, showing browser, okay? So what about HTML? You can format too. So for example, let's make it, HTML one line, okay? So showing browser, it still works, of course, because HTML is not white space significant. Now if you want to format it, let me show you. Press the key. Oh, beautiful. It's actually formatted with indentation. You can see, can you see? Showing browser, it works. Now, what if you don't want, indentation is kind of nasty in HTML. Usually you don't want it because by the nature of HTML syntax, it's all nested tree. So you are going to end up with huge amount of indentation because almost every element is nested very deep, okay? Like right now, this is a very small file. So, I mean, right now I'm using one space for indentation, so you can count. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means this element li is actually 4 levels deep in a tree. Okay, so when you have HTML and if you do indent, even minimal, just one space, you have lots of indentation that takes space. So turn that show white space off. So you can not have indentation. So my command allows that. For example, do it again. So now this formatted but no indentation. So let's try this again. Make it one line, format and no indentations. You see, fantastic. So where's the command? So press describe key and tab F. So there is the command, xahhtml commands.el, part of the xahhtml mod. So here's the function, and here's the website. Open, show in browser. So you can grab the code. Actually, I just updated the code yesterday. I updated several of them. Okay, fantastic and beautiful. Close that. Show today's talk show. Okay, so we demonstrated CSS, Python, JavaScript, HTML. Of course, there's Golang. Okay, so here is Golang, so you can grab the code. So let's let's demo some Golang formatting. Okay, so let's see. So I have a script that does find and grep. It does find string in a directory. Okay, so this Golang file. So let's open that. Okay, so it's show in browser. Back to Emacs. Search for pre. So here is the code. Pop it out. So here's the code. Can we run it? Yes, I think so. Let's try. So right now it's searching my web directory. Let's just make it search XAH talk show. Okay, so let's paste that, delete that, paste that. Just search for XAH talk show. Okay, don't search for my entire directory. So okay, so file name regular expression, file name extension. Well, I mean this is a regular expression to filter out. So I want all HTML files, and file list, you can give it a list of specific files if you want. Otherwise, you'll just do the entire directory, files in the directory. So show character before occurrence, show character after occurrence, and so on and on. And where is the find string? Yeah, here. So what do you want to search? You can search for Haskell. Let's just run it. So this is Go language running in Emacs, and right now it's finding all word Haskell in XAH talk show directory. So done. Okay, so this is the result. Now press the key to show. I have a special mod to show the result. So you can now jump to occurrences. You can see, go to the top, jump, next occurrence. So XAH talk show, this one, 2019, January 10th. Press enter to open it. Wait, what? Okay, so this code is not being updated, so I cannot like jump to enter because I need to change this separator in order to do that. Anyway, so it shows this code is working. Okay, that's what we are doing. It's demonstrating that this code is working. Now put it back. Okay, but now let's demo the formatting. Okay, so change that, actually undo. Let's so make it one line. Now in Go, if you want to make it one line, you need a semicolon. Okay, so now press a key. Wait. Oh yeah. So in Go, if you want to, put the one line, you need a comma here. Okay, so you need the comma there. Okay, so make it one line. Press. Okay, so then you need a semicolon. Okay, now press a key to format. It worked actually. Press a key to format. Wait. Go line 7, character 29. Line 7, character 29. expect semicolon, find comma. Okay, I think you need semicolon here. I forgot. Let's go to Golang tutorial. So Golang tutorial packages import. Okay, each line, yeah, so you need a semicolon instead of comma. Okay, so close that. So comma replaced by semicolon. That. Okay, now this is valid code. So now press the key to format it. You see, it's beautiful. So that demonstrates the auto formatting of Golang code, and the code is here, xahlee mod. Open it. So there it is, xahlee format buffer, and open that link showing browser. So here's the code, you can grab it. So anyway, that's demo of this Golang mod. Close. Okay, now this put it back. Syntax correct, showing browser. Okay, this is fine string in Golang. Okay, I think we demonstrated lots of them. There's also PowerShell. Let's skip it. Okay, PowerShell similar. Okay, similar. But you need to install this module PSS Script Analyzer from Microsoft. Okay, the auto formatting in PowerShell is not so great. Anyway, so that's today's talk show. You got, that's what I want to demonstrate. And there's some technical detail for those of you Emacs Lisp coders, because it's some kind of art to write this tutorial. I mean, to write these wrappers. For example, let's format HTML code, right? So for example, format with indentation, right? Now we got formatted. How does it work? So you can look at code. So describe key, tab F. So there it is, HTML format buffer. Jump to the source code. So you can see, one of the source code for that. So this, let's copy it, make a new buffer, paste it, and make it xahlee Emacs Lisp mod. Okay, so you can see it's just 40 lines of code, and you see you have an option no indent, because by default the deno will always do indent. So if you don't want indent, if you say, you cannot do that. For example, in deno, there's an option indent width. So basically, it's calling the command deno format, then a bunch of options. So one of the options is indent width. You can say 1 or 2 or 3, but you cannot say 0. If you say 0, it returns an error. Okay, so. But I don't want indentation. How can I make it? So what I do is I pass, in my Emacs Lisp command, I add option no indent. So when no indent is true, you basically manually write Emacs Lisp code to remove the tab or white space in front of each new line. So it's a bit involved, because it's not just simply delete empty space in front of each line. That's not correct. Okay, so you have to, so I'm manually removing the indent in this part of code. And also, how do you call the shell command? It's a bit tricky. The easiest way. Okay, let me show you. So here's some Emacs technicalities. So in Emacs, you can call a shell command. That's how you call external commands. Okay, so for example, let's go to the simplest. The simplest way to call a shell command, external command, is just by the name shell command function. So this is familiar to everyone. So once you call shell, you can just type, ls or whatever, grab, like let's magnify. Control scroll up. Okay, so cd web xahlee info. Okay, then go to Emacs, for example, Emacs directory. Okay, so now you can do it's gonna be massive. Let's try again. You can in Unix it's ls. You can do grep in Unix, which whatever. So, but if you wanna call shell command in Emacs, you can do so easily by this shell command. But it is not the best way. It is not the most efficient way, because whenever you call a shell command, it actually starts a shell, so it's slower. And then you also got the problem of escaping the command. For example, if the command you want to type is long, for example, I was searching for libgcc. So if you have a long command and you have if you have like apostrophe or quote in your file name, then it become hell, because then you need to, in Emacs, you need to escape it. Then in shell, so there's actually several levels. So especially if your command involves a regular expression, then it becomes almost impossible to, for example, in Emacs, you want to call the grep command and you need to pass a regular expression. So Emacs needs to pass that regular expression to shell. That's almost, that's almost impossible when your regular expression becomes complicated. So anyway, so calling shell command is not always the best. So you have other ways. Then you can start to call. You can start a external command or process directly by call process, or by call process region, or by start process. So, or by there's few others, but basically it becomes a bit complicated. Actually, fairly complicated. Anyway, I think that's it for today. So let's see the comments, and I think that's it for today. Let me get my tea. How many people are watching? 5, 10. Fantastic. Say your comments now, and that'll be it. Huang says you cannot format Python. That is correct. Actually, there's technical details about that. It is not 100% true, because in Python you could format it a little bit, but actually we have shown it. Okay, so Emacs, close that. So let's see, what is this? Yeah, so here's a code for formatting HTML. Let's close it. We explained about it. So here's today's talk show. And for example, Python, let's see, let's go to Python. So can you format code? Yes, you can a bit. For example, this is different from that. Okay, so you can press a key to format it. It does format, but not in the sense of typical programming languages, because then you have lots of, it's not, because in Python, any line return or space is actually significant, most of them. Okay, so in Python, that's actually a disadvantage of Python, because the way you format your code is tied to the semantics of the program. So it does not, in other words, it does not allow you to format your code arbitrarily. That is a significant disadvantage, because that means it is basically impossible to auto-format your code. You always have to manually do it. For example, if statement. If you are writing this manually, if, okay, so if
x, minus 3. Okay, you cannot just like, okay, then 3, then else, then else 5, and press a button and it automatically format that into that. You cannot do that. Okay, so in Python you just have to, for everything you type, you have to manually type a return. Then here you can press tab, you can kind of press tab to say how many levels of indent you want, but so basically you are doing line by line formatting, and the reason that Python forces you to do that. It's extremely idiotic, okay, and a lot idiot programmers in the industry, lots of them, especially the Zoomers and the late millennial. So since about 2008, lots of programming languages, they follow the Python's way, because they think, oh look, Python, it makes a code so easy to read. But these idiots don't know that if you do this, then it forces you to always manually deal with indentation. You cannot do it automatically like we have shown in this, in CSS, in JavaScript, in HTML. You cannot. Okay, finally, let me just show you a Wolfram code. Let me show you the Wolfram automatic indentation in real time, like as you type. Okay, not just that, but also format complicated math expressions. Okay, so Wolfram language, there it is. Now let's go to a Wolfram language code. So let's put this back. Syntax code showing browser. So go to XAH Talk Show, go to the XAH code, Wolfram language, and let's just do something like this. Okay, beautiful code. Okay, so yeah, so simple code like that. Copy it, paste the code. So let's magnify. Okay, magnify. Okay, now wait, before we do this, let me show you. Okay, so delete that, copy the code. Over here, let's make it Wolfram. Okay, paste it, pop it up. Okay, it looks like that. Let's make it one line. Okay, copy it. Now back to Wolfram language, paste it. Can you see that? Now, do you see any tab or space here? Do you see any indentation? Let's turn on the white space. You see, there's no indentation in this. But however, copy it, you paste it, it became indented automatically. And what I mean by in real time, auto formatting in real time. Now let's see. Let's adjust this window. Can you see the code? The automatic rendering with indentation at the appropriate places. Can you see that? That's what I mean by automatic formatting on the fly. You don't even have to know about it. Okay, and there is no tab, like no tab, like how many indent, how many tab versus space. The industrial code fucking idiots, like the Python people, Python, JavaScript, basically all of them. Okay, this feature is available since 1996. Okay, Golang format and this Steno Golang, they didn't come about until 2008. Okay, and in Wolfram language, it's like on the fly. You don't need to do anything. Okay, and plus, let me show you something extra. Okay, first of all, let's run the code so you can see. Actually, you can see the power of this thing. Okay, this is called geometric inversion. We did it live about 2 years ago. Search for it, you'll find it.
on YouTube. Okay, so Wolfram language, fantastic. But now let me show you something. Okay, now let's Alt 4 title. Okay, something. Okay, now I put a cursor here, press Shift Control N. Can you see this fraction? They format the code into typesetting now. You see? And now, if you try to adjust the window size, you can see they still format the code on the fly. And watch this fraction. They still format it in a sensible way. And you see, when this coordinate bounds array is long, and when it doesn't fit the window, it actually adds this ... You see that little nice touch. Okay, so this is how advanced Wolfram language is. That's why you have to pay $2,000 for it. There's a student version, today if you want, you pay like $200 a year or something. Okay, and run the code. There it is. Okay, so this is Wolfram language automatic formatting, okay, on the fly as you type, and not just plain text, but also like with fractions and radicals and even nested, And you can see the square brackets. You can see how it becomes large, and you can see how the syntax highlighting, automatic syntax highlighting. And if I click on that, for example, click, it expands by semantic unit. It expands my selection, click, by a semantic unit, okay? For example, this transpose, click, you see. Now if I click on the fraction numerator, click, you see. Now it's all arguments, you see. Click, argument. Then the entire if statement, okay? Click. Now the outer arguments again. Click. The entire with statement. With, by the way, is similar to the programming Lisp's let. Okay, let but constant. That's what with means. Okay, so you can see this bracket is large. Wherever you click, it highlights the matching brackets or braces. You see, that is the power of Wolfram language. That's why it's a magnitude more advanced beyond all these diddling languages. Okay, that's it. Let's see, showing browser. Okay, that's it for today's talk show. My volume is low. Okay, well, it's too late. Okay, bye guys.